Stallion 51 Texan flight operations, Mr. Erik Frazier. Let's 600 horsepower. Danny, you've had some time in this airplane, I think, haven't you?
Well, anybody that is fortunate has to take time in this airplane. This would be the last airplane in that that mimicked the fighters in World War II to a combat pilot.
Yes, indeed. That 600 horsepower is pulling an airplane that weighs about 5,000 pounds. 1.5 tons. As Erik Frazier from Stallion 51. We get to listen to the sound of those propeller tips going kind of supersonic. They're kind of breaking the sound barrier, and that's the growl we hear. It's not so much that Pratt & Whitney engine, but it's those, I think it's about a 9-foot swing on the propeller there on that Hamilton Standard propeller jughead that's giving it that great growl.
Well, what I want to know, Rob, is I almost wish I could trade in my
T-38 and go back teaching advanced
flight in this AT-6 in the days of yesteryear. I think that would have been wonderful.
That would be a great way to do it. As he goes up over the top, Erik Frazier set into this Cuban 8, that horizontal 8 in the sky. Gonna set it up next to a super slow roll. Now this is one of those coordination things that is so challenging. And I gotta love the music we're hearing here. This is Bella Fleck, one of my favorite artists. Just cool stuff. But let's take a look here as they work their way back in. The super slow roll is going to be tough because Danny Clish, if you get an airplane that's this heavy, that's kind of heavy on the controls, when it gets into that night edge, the airplane just wants to drop like a bag of hammers, doesn't it?
To coin the phrase of a very famous man, yes it does. One of the most difficult maneuvers you're going to see. And you know, on Sunday night, Monday night football, I say, let's go look at that scene again in slow motion. We can do that right here. So from your right, we'll slow things down. Let's look at this scene. And again, this time, Erik Frazier, the slow.
Well, he decided to go 4-point. Well, so much for that one. I hate it when those pilots don't do what we tell them to do, Rob. Well, but even then, you get into a night edge and there's got to be a lot of rudder to correct to keep that thing going on the proper line. So it's a lot of work inside the cockpit. A lot of room in there, but a lot of work.
And still a favorite of many pilots. There was, there's so much controversy on how many of these were built before the war. They first came out in 1938. So you're looking at 1938 technology, but the neat part about it was that they were ready for World War II. They called it the Texan because North America had an assembly plant between Fort Worth and Dallas. So they tagged that name to it. The Navy used the very same airplane built by North American Aviation. They call it the SNJ. That's the training for Navy, of the company that built the aircraft, because before it was North American Aviation, it was the Berlinger Joyce Corporation. That's where the J came from. The Canadians and the Brits used the very same airplane. John, they called it the Harvard. Exactly, the Harvard. And now there were variants too. You hear a lot of different numbers of how many of these airplanes were produced, but it deals with the Yale aircraft that was produced in Canada that looked a lot like this, had a different engine and fixed landing gear. And then the Australians built that big Whirlaway airplane. So somewhere the numbers are around 13,000 units of this advanced trainer and its various coordinates.
That's one of the things that we will find, when Erik goes around the country, somebody will tell us, no, this number, this number, this number. And it all depends on which book you read, Yeah. There's some different things happening along the different views of history.
Not only did our fighter pilots get their advanced training in this, but the WASP, the Women Air Service pilots, this was one of the primary airplanes that they used to transport themselves back and forth across the country after ferrying airplanes to different bases. And one of the interesting things I found in some of my research was a lot of the women, of course, the airplanes were built for a little stronger, bigger men. The women found that they used to have to put rudder pedal blocks, extensions, to be able to reach the rudder pedals. What they found, though, is you could get into a North American T-6 and the same rudder pedal block, which they started to design, worked in every North American airplane. So the ladies would have their flight hubs, and in those hubs would be about a 2.5-inch block of wood which hung over the rudder pedals. And not to pick on the ladies, I know a few guys flying Mustangs right now that are short enough that they still use some of those rudder pedal blocks.
This is an amazing airplane. Prior to America's entry into World War II, it was being shipped to the Royal Canadian Air Force and the Royal Air Force. And because America was at that time a neutral country prior to December 8, 1941, the neutrality laws made it illegal to fly a warplane, which this one technically was, across the border into a combatant country. So they would have to fly to the border, stop the airplane, shut the engine down, push them across the border, start them up, flying to their bases. Except for Holton, Maine, where customs agents from both the United States and Canada got creative with our borders. And they would land the airplane, politically move the border, let them keep going.
It was easier to do paperwork than push a 6,000-pound airplane.
Pushing a pencil is all we well most of the time.
Ingenuity.
Thank you very much.
By the way, folks, after the war, too, and because the North American engineers had engineered hard points and/or gun positions, they were used by third world countries that didn't have a big budget. If they ever got in a skirmish with a neighboring country, the airplane that they used for advanced training could also be outfitted as a light fighter bomber attack aircraft.
And that even happened in the Korean conflict at the beginning of the jet age when those jets were moving very, very fast, almost too fast to see targets.
It was. I just got back from a year in Korea, and the Koreans were very proud of their history with the ROKAF flying the T-6. They used them as that forward observation aircraft. They could run up and down through the mountain valleys, find the North Korean and Chinese troops, and then call in either the F-51, as it was called then, or later the F-80s and the strike jet fighters to come in and attack the enemy.
They hung Willie Peets underneath, white phosphorus rockets under the wings. They fly low and slow, taking a lot of punishment in those rebuilt, reconfigured T-6G Texans. And you know, you watch this thing land, and the landing gear on this airplane is not a real wide landing gear, and the dreaded ground loop was always a possibility.
You stay on those controls. That landing was very exciting. As a matter of fact, I want to tell you, because so many of these aircraft were built, they became surplus. So